Hello, good morning students. Welcome back to the YouTube channel of Venus Public School. We will be continuing with second chapter of class 8, which is microorganisms, friend and foe. In the last lecture, we have discussed some of the useful microorganisms and some of the uses of these microorganisms. We have discussed four basic categories. We have started discussing four basic categories of friendly microorganisms. Okay, so first one was microorganisms are used in the food and beverage industries, where we have seen, just a minute, let us jump to the slide, friendly microorganisms. So first is food and beverage industries, in which we have discussed making of curd out of milk, making of bread, making of idli, dhokla and dosa. We have seen the application of making of alcohol, of application for making of alcohol of microorganisms. And then after that, medicinal use. Second category was making of medicines and vaccines. We have discussed how fungi and bacteria are used in the formation of antibiotics and vaccines. Antibiotics, as I told you, antibiotics are the medicines which are used when the person got sick, whereas the vaccines are the medicines which are provided to a person that whenever this virus attack or this disease causing viruses, disease causing microbes attacks on a body, these vaccines or the organisms, microorganisms or microbes which we have already injected inside the body fight against these disease causing microorganisms. So this is what vaccine is, and it is made up of microbes again. Clear? Now let us talk about the third category, that is soil fertility. Okay, so in agriculture it increases, microorganisms are used to increase soil fertility. Okay, basically some bacteria and blue green algae are able to fix the nitrogen from the atmosphere to enrich the soil with nitrogen, increases its soil fertility. These microbes are called a biological nitrogen fixer. In the first chapter of this class 8, where the first chapter which we have discussed in very detail was crop production management. In crop production management, our last topic was nitrogen cycle, and we have also discussed about rhizobium bacteria, which is present in the root nodules of leguminous plants, which is very helpful to replenish or re-establish the appropriate amount of nitrogen into the soil, which increases the soil fertility, and the process is called nitrogen fixation. Okay, so in this way microorganism helps to increase the soil fertility. Clear? And as I told you, we have discussed in first chapter, we have discussed the process of nitrogen fixation in very detail. I told you, I have given all of you a chart to prepare of nitrogen cycle, and in this nitrogen cycle you might have you are very clear, and you are very you memorized all this, the process of nitrogen fixation. Clear? So in this way microorganisms like rhizobium helps into the increase in soil fertility. Okay, and last category under this friendly microorganisms is cleaning the environment. Clear? So as a decomposer, microorganisms as a decomposer behaves as a very good friend of ours for cleaning the environment. Okay, so some microorganisms like bacteria, fungi and protozoa helps in the decomposition of tissues of dead organisms. Dead organisms means it would be like dead plants or plants, or as well as animals. Clear? Organic matter, here we are using a term organic matter. Clear? So microorganisms like bacteria, fungi and protozoa helps in the decomposition of tissues of dead organisms, organic matters, that is dead decay of plants and animals, and get their food. And in this process these complex dead tissues of these organic matter converts them into very simple chemical inorganic substances, and these substances get mixed with the soil, increase the soil fertility. Okay, it would work as manure to the soil, and with the help of this it also cleans the dead decay of plants and animals from the environment, which might cause which might be like a home for other other disease causing microorganisms, as well as causes bad smell and bad toxic toxic environment. Clear? Toxic environment. So these microorganisms, when they are working as a decomposer, they are basically helping us to clean the environment automatically. We don't need to do anything. Clear? They do it by themselves. Okay. Now when these manures, when these like broken down substances, when these microorganisms break down these dead decay of animals and plants, and these substances get mixed with the soil, are later used by the plants during the process of photosynthesis. Okay. And in this process, these decomposers clean up the environment, preventing any circulation of any accumulation of remains and waste of living organisms, and recycle the nutrients. Clear? So basically this is how these microorganisms helps in cleaning the environment. Okay. As you can see, microorganisms decomposes dead organic waste of plants and animals and convert them into simple substances, which are again used by the other plants and animals through soil and the food, and the very like nice foods grown up into the plants due to the fertile soil. Clear? So this is how microorganisms cleans the environment. Clear? There is one more use which is not mentioned here, but it is also a very important use, that is digestion of cellulose. Clear? That means whatever food we used to eat, what would happen? All these foods are having cellulose or cells or cell structures or cell walls or different cells in it. Okay. And some cells are can be easily digested, but some are it's difficult to digest them. So some bacteria which are present inside the gut or inside our body, what would happen? They would help us to digest these foods. Okay. These cells. Clear? These cells which we are not able to digest, like in the herbivorous animals such as cow, goat and sheep, some bacteria are present which helps the animals to digest the cellulose present in the green plants eaten by them. Okay. We are not able to we human beings are not able to eat green plants. Why? Because we cannot digest them. Clear? We have to cook them. Whenever we eat something, what we used to do? We used to cook it. And when we are cooking it, we are basically breaking that raw material into simpler substances. We are breaking it down, and we add many things to that particular food item, or that particular substance which we get directly from the plant, so that it can be digestive. We can make it digestible. Clear? We can make it digestible. Whereas the animals like cow, goat, sheep, etc., they used to eat these herbs directly. Okay. They don't cook it. Okay. And when they don't cook it, they used to break down these complex cellulose. Okay. And to break down these complex cellulose, what helps them? Microorganisms, which that is bacteria present inside the gut of these animals, helps them to digest that food, or break down that cellulose present in the green plants eaten by them. Clear? So that is it. That is it for about the friendly microorganisms. Now let us talk about harmful microorganisms. Okay. So yes, of course, because we have discussed microorganisms are friend as well as foe. So let us talk about how they are foe to us. Clear? How they are unfriendly to us. Okay. So let us discuss the points one after other. So some microorganisms causes disease in plants and animals. Such diseases causing microorganisms are called pathogens. Okay. So microorganisms which are responsible for the cause of diseases are called pathogens. We won't call them microorganisms. We have given a specific name to them. So whenever we took a name pathogen, that means we are talking about microorganisms which are disease causing microorganisms, which are bad microorganisms, foe microorganisms. Clear? So pathogens. Clear? Some microorganisms grow in food substances and produce toxic substances and make the food poisonous. Food poisoning causes illness or even death. Clear? So again, as few microorganisms directly causes disease into the plants and animals, they are called as termed as pathogens, whereas some microorganisms produces toxic substances on the food items, which which when consumed by other organisms would cause food poisoning, and food poisoning may cause illness or even death. Clear? And some microorganisms spoil material like cloth, leather, wood, etc. So some microorganisms used to spoil the food, the different items like clothings, leather and wood, etc. Okay, so they are also unfriendly microorganisms. So these are the microorganisms which are unfriendly to us. Now let us talk about pathogens in very detail. Now see, as we know, what are pathogens? Pathogens are the disease causing microorganisms, first of all. Clear? So disease causing microorganisms, that means the microorganisms which are present around us, which are responsible for the cause of disease in plants as well as in animals, are called pathogens. Clear? So how they do it? They enters in our body through air, water, food, contact, etc., and or insects, and they cause diseases. Clear? Okay, now through air we breathe. How they can get inside us, how these microorganisms can get inside the living organisms like plants and animals, let us discuss it. So through air, when we breathe through air, they can come into us. Okay, and they causes diseases like common cold and influenza. Okay, through food we eat, whenever we eat some food which is having microorganisms on it. Cholera is a disease which is caused due to the consumption of the food items having microorganisms, okay, pathogens in it. Clear? Through water we drink, cholera, typhoid, hepatitis. So if you drink unfiltered or untreated water, what could happen? The microorganisms present in it causes you cholera, typhoid and hepatitis. Okay, through direct contact with the infected person, like communicable diseases. When we are talking about communicable diseases, that means the direct contact with the infected person causes diseases like chickenpox, smallpox, measles. So that means the microorganisms which are there on the sick person can come to you whenever you come into the physical contact with the sick person. Okay, so maintain a distance whenever sick person is there. Okay, now through carriers such as insects like houseflies, mosquitoes. For example, malaria is spread through a mosquito bite, and the name of this mosquito is female Anopheles mosquito. Okay, so flies and mosquitoes, they also cause it. They are also disease causing. They are also works as a pathogen carriers. Clear? Like flies, when they used to sit on a rotten food or the food item or the place where there are microorganisms, and when these flies comes in and sit on a fresh food or sit on a person or sit over the surfaces, what would happen? They leave these microorganisms over there, and when we touch that particular surface or when we eat that particular food, okay, or even direct contact with these flies, we can catch these diseases. Clear? And of course this dengue and malaria are the two very common diseases which we used to caught by the bite of this mosquitoes. Clear? And through cuts and wounds, yes, of course, tetanus is a disease which is caused when you cut yourself or due to through some wounds. Okay, so these are the things now, as you can see over here in this slide, cholera, common cold, chickenpox, tuberculosis, these are communicable diseases. What are the communicable diseases? The diseases which can spread from an infected person to a healthy person is called communicable diseases through physical contact or through any kind of contact between them. Clear? So these are the common diseases. Some insects and animals act as a carrier of disease causing microbes: housefly, female Anopheles mosquito, malaria, and female Aedes mosquito. that is dengue fever. Okay, so that we have also already discussed. These are pathogens. So as you can see the pictures, and these mosquitoes, this is and female anopheles mosquito, these two are the most dangerous mosquitoes ever, and they causes the most commonly like cause diseases. Female anopheles causes malaria, and these mosquitoes causes dengue fever. Clear? So now as in the second picture you can see how it is happening. So basically when they bite you, they leave some uh, viruses inside your body through which get mixed in the blood, and with this, when this blood circulates through the different organs of your body, it produces, it causes diseases. Okay, it infect the entire body. Okay, and for that you need to have some antibiotics and some medicines, and due to these antibiotics and medicines, they fight against these the microorganisms which are left in your body through these mosquitoes, and thus you can get well. Okay, now let us talk about disease causing microorganisms in plants. So in plants, yes, microorganisms causes diseases in plants like rice. This topic we will discuss tomorrow. Thank you so much for today.